Hello, this is Andy's free guitar chart videos. We're going to be talking about kind of a potpourri chart that I was inspired by YouTube I saw yesterday on one of the teachers who was showing how to do dominant scales, and that got me set in a direction. And after turning her diagram sideways so I could see which position she was playing, I realized it was a dominant scale, and that set me off, and I ended up making this chart, which is a nice brute force chart. Okay, and it's 319, 7th, 6th, suspended 4th, suspended 2nd chords, and arpeggios. Obviously an attempt to cover all normal chord changes, like here's your root, here's 6th chord, here's 7th chord, here's suspended 2nd, here's suspended 4th. Okay, and then back to root. But we're going to do that for every one of the modes. So you have your 7 modes, right? You have Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, okay, and we have the 7th chord for the Aeolian, the Locrian, and the Ionian, and I'm obviously referring to the chords as their mode. So within those modes, let's say we're on a D minor in the key of C, it behooves us to work in the key of C because then we can use cage terminology. Okay, so where we look at the cage system as, let's put Mr. Capo on, and hopefully he's not going to mess up our strings. I think this was Arnold Schwarzenegger's capo. So we have C, A, G, E, and D keys. But C, A, G, E, and D can also be expressed in the key of C, white keys on the piano, the ivories. And that's where your modes are. So you can still get your dominant, which is just your G dominant 7th chord, right? And then you can still get your major 7th 4th chord there. The 3rd minor is a dominant minor, so it's E minor 7th. Everybody loves E minor 7th. Everybody loves D minor 7th. Kind of everybody loves A minor 7th, right? I look at A minor 7th and I go, okay, where's this thing going? I mean, it could go anywhere. But those are the modes. Now, within that modal scale, we can have the root, but we can also have the 6th of a modal. We can have the 7th of a modal. We can have the suspended local 4th of that modal. We can have the suspended 2nd of that modal. So that's what I'm talking about, modal suspended chords. So let's look at what kind of what goes into hodgepodging a chart like this. And just a little reminder, this is Andy's free guitar chart videos. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe, and so you can. Alright, we're back. So we're looking at chart 319. We're looking at 7, 6, suspended 4th, suspended 2nd chords, and arpeggios. So the first thing I had to do was select a fretboard, and I put together this fretboard up here. And this has, actually I have a staff down here. The reason why I have a staff, we'll get to that. Because when you're playing major seventh chords, if you do a complete major seventh arpeggio from the bottom of your piano, even lower than the bottom of your piano by like a half an octave or an octave, you're talking about a 94 key piano, you'll play all the same notes, as far as the polarity being in between the lines or on the lines. So if I'm looking at the low C, way low C here, that is on the line, okay? The next E is on the line, G is on the line, B is on the line, and they'll all be on the line if we just continue. So we do every other note. We've had lessons on that, and they'll all be on the line. So that's the nature of seventh chords. And if we started that, we would have a C major seventh, a D major seventh, an E major, A7 rather, E dominant seventh, an F major seventh, okay, like that. And we would go around a circle. So we go around a circle like that. Once again, we start with the C major seventh here, and then just continue every other note. Then we go to a D minor seventh, then we go to an E minor seventh, and then to an F major seventh, to a G7. Okay, and if we have 94 keys on a piano, which is really just 6 more keys than your normal piano, we can go all the way around that, and it would pan out like this on a piano keyboard, like that. So why do we do that? You know, it's just a good idea that I thought of, and that through my efforts. You know, and when we start with any particular polarity is a note. This is the way low G note. If we start with it in between the lines on the staff, all the way up from that G, if we just do every other note, all those notes will be in between lines on the staff. And it actually can be looked at as, are we going to get up to that D minor seventh? Here's the D minor seventh. See how that brought us all the way up just with 5 octaves. So that's a little review from previous lessons. So I'm using this particular fretboard that has those actual notes indicated on it. Okay, so my guitar is down C tuned. So the way low root here, okay, if this is middle root here, like this, the way low root is 2 below that, so we have low root and way low root there. That would be the open root on my guitar because I'm down tuned. Okay, so actually I have the actual notes on that particular fretboard. So let's zoom out. So we're going to look at this. This is our modal fretboard. Let's see what we can get out of this. We have the rolled out modal scales here. So in the D box, you know, we have the short long D box because it's tripentatonic. So it's D, G, A. Okay, which is 1, 4, 5. And we have the other boxes there too. and I've shape fit these nice labels for the modal cages that I made for y'all. And also I just want to draw your attention to the Locrian box here. Now this isn't the root 2-3 box. This isn't the long E. This is the Locrian E, 7 root 2. Okay, I'm going to extend this over here to cover this 4, which makes this kind of like a ladder, because it also has the 4 over here, so we have a cutout. So we look at the bottom string shape, 7 root 2. That's an E string shape, okay? So here's E, 7 root 2 is going to go to C string, which is 3, 4, 5. It's going to go to G string. All right, fifth of that is 6, 7 root, the G string. You know, 6, because when you play your G, open G, the low E becomes the 6th of that G. That kind of thing. Well, when we look at, and etc. When we look at the 7 root 2, the magic note is 2. So up here is 2, so this is where the cutout is going to occur, on this part of the inner part of this D string shape. We're going to play the 2, 3, and then cut to the 4 there. So this is kind of like a weird cut, because we're taking away from the 3, 4. Okay, we're not going to cut to the 3, 4 there. We're going to just cut to the 4. If you want to do a cutout there. So it would be 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 long, and then back into 7 root 2 short. That's the only peculiarity about this fretboard. Of course, we have our normal missing fret, you know, and remember from way back last year that the missing fret is the magic fret for the tritone, that kind of thing. So these are all accidentals. Okay, so if you want to look at this particular fret, this would be the magic fret for the key of G flat, something like that. And if you want to play all the black keys, you can do that, you know. I did that for a while. I just played in G flat for, you know, I don't know, 10 minutes or something. Where here's your G flat here. Just play all the black notes. So you can do that. You don't have to play all white notes all the time, right? So the black accidentals on the piano are the pentatonic scale for the key of G flat. But anyway, this particular fret is covered by the D box, but I just wanted to show you that I've extended the E banner down to cover this 4 for an optional cutout for D, for the Locrian box here with the 7. Usually I'll be going 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then 5, 6, 7 root 2. But we can do a cutout on the 4th string, so when we get to that 2, 3, 4, we're going to go 2, 3, and then pick the 4 up.